A former singer and songwriter and attendee of a Sean Diddy Combs freak-off party is speaking out, claiming that there were minors that were there. Not only that, the singer, Sting, is speaking out on whether or not Diddy's connection to his hit song taints its legacy. And apparently, the feds were looking into a possible Diddy connection to Harvey Weinstein. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget, we're coming to Los Angeles. The Kempire After Dark live experience is coming to Los Angeles on November 20th. That is next week. Get your tickets today. Ticket information is available in the description, along with ticket information about our London show. We're coming to London on December 8th at Neon 194, and then we'll be back in Washington, D.C. on January 24th. Everything will be available in the description. So, of course, at these shows, we will be talking about the Diddler because there's just so much to talk about when it comes to Diddy. But first, a lot of people are asking Sting, the singer, on whether or not Diddy's connection to his song that Diddy sampled for the song I'll Be Missing You has tainted its legacy. So this is what the New York Post wrote in regards to this. They said, Sting doesn't feel the disturbing allegations of sexual misconduct facing Sean Diddy Combs taints the English rocker's hit, Every Breath You Take. Written by Sting, who's 73, for his former band, The Police, the 1983 track was famously sampled by Diddy, as you know, in 1997's song I'll Be Missing You with Faith Evans. So in a new interview with the Los Angeles Times published on Monday, Sting was asked about whether his relationship with his song has changed following Diddy's September arrest on charges of trafficking and more. The rock legend gave an unambiguous response, no. He says, I don't know what went on with Diddy, he admitted, but it doesn't taint the song at all for me. It's still my song, and apparently he's paid handsomely per day from Diddy because of it. After the interviewer chimed in saying people still love to hear it, Sting responded, absolutely. So as you know, a lot of celebrities that were connected to Diddy in some way or attended a Diddy after party or freak off, allegedly, a lot of people in Hollywood have been silent. However, some of the potential victims and people that attended the freak-offs have been speaking out. As you know, TMZ has been covering this story and has released their own Downfall of Diddy documentary on Tubi that has multiple parts. So in an interview with one of their latest guests, they said a woman who says that she was at what she believes was a Diddy freak-off says that there were minors present, minors surrounded by adults. Tania Wallace, an aspiring singer-songwriter, says that she was invited to Diddy's party by a Saudi prince who flew her from LA to Miami. She spoke with TMZ as a part of their new documentary, TMZ Presents The Downfall of Diddy Inside the Freak-Offs. Tania describes in a vivid detail how she observed clusters of people having sex, many of whom seemed high or on drugs or alcohol. Mind you, she says that this was at 7 a.m. Tania says that the party had been going on all night. The most alarming part of her story, she saw, quote, little people dressed up like Harajuku Barbies.
I went to this freak off. I looked to the right of me, and in the corner, I'm looking like, are those midgets? Because people were it's people over them, like it's people trying to hide what they're doing. They're all huddled up. So I'm like, what is that? But no. They weren't. They were little people. And, I don't want to say too much. They were little people. So use your common sense. Dressed up like little Harajuku Barbies, red lipstick, looking like real sexy, revealing like cute. So I'm like, what the hell?
What were the little people doing?
Getting covered up, just trying to cover up what they were doing. Just, I don't know, like being admired, being hid, something. But it's like, what are they doing here? Because this is a grown party.
Are you talking about adults who are little people, or are you talking about minors?
Am I gonna get in trouble? I don't want to say I witnessed any of that crazy stuff, but we all have common sense. Little people that's not supposed to be there.
You're talking about underage people.
It's a shame.
When pressed by Harvey in this interview, she made it clear these were minors who were being obscured by a wall of adults. She did not see what the adults and minors were doing, but she was clearly alarmed. And she was very uncomfortable in the interview, and you could tell that she didn't want to say that they were minors and just kept referring to them as little people, because I think she probably thought that she would be jeopardizing her own safety or even legally jeopardizing herself. Well, speaking of Harveys, as you know, Harvey Weinstein is in prison right now for years and years of abuse. So apparently, according to Radar Online, the feds have been looking for some possible connection between Harvey Weinstein and Sean Diddy Combs. So a lot of you have been asking about a lot of other people that might be connected to Diddy over the years, and Harvey Weinstein has been one of the names that have been thrown out there. And apparently, the feds may have believed that there was some sort of connection. So Radar says that Sean Diddy Combs and disgraced movie producer Harvey Weinstein may have had a sick connection to one another amid both stars' stunning downfall. Radar can reveal investigators have looked into whether Combs and Weinstein ever crossed paths when it came to their alleged crimes. A source told Radar the feds previously investigated whether Harvey's alleged acts of sexual abuse violated federal law. Prosecutors looked into whether Weinstein lured women across state lines in order to commit these crimes. Ultimately, it was left the state bodies to charge. But in the wake of their Diddy investigations, those prosecutors have again secretly probed whether there was any connection between Weinstein and Combs and their respective media companies that could amount to federal charges. Combs and Weinstein were photographed together over the years at numerous glam events and after parties. Another insider told Radar, these pictures of Diddy getting cozy with Weinstein will send a chill up the spine of all the rapper's alleged victims. Weinstein was a master of using intimidation tactics to cover up his abuse for years. Sound familiar? And these shots of him joking with Combs will raise a lot of questions about what they knew about each other. Peter Laffin, an expert on the Catholic Church, not the Catholic Church, compared the two hated stars whose reputations was apparently widely known among those in the entertainment industry. Laffin details how Combs, like Weinstein before him, formed close relationships with powerful people to, quote, conceal his nefarious behavior. The music mogul's annual white party allowed him to attract A-listers for 25 years, and Combs was able to become friends with everyone from Oprah Winfrey to Prince Harry. You know, we also did a separate story where apparently, according to a former publicist for Diddy, Diddy was obsessed with Prince Harry and Prince William and had invited them like 10 plus times to his after parties, and apparently they were turned down every time. However, Prince Harry and I believe Prince William also have been photographed with Diddy before. They said, like Weinstein at the time, Laffin suggested that the rapper saw himself as, quote, untouchable. Even up till recently, according to the Fed's case and indictment, they said these stem back to 2008. Their case stems back to 2008 until earlier this year. Weinstein, who's now 72, was sentenced to 23 years behind bars in 2020 for SA and R. But the conviction was overturned this past April after New York's Court of Appeals ruled that the trial judge improperly allowed testimony from women who were not directly involved in the charges. The retrial is set to begin on November 12th. That's today. Harvey Weinstein is fighting cancer in prison and may never see the light of day again, because he's not just facing charges here in New York State. He's facing charges in California, and I don't know if he's facing charges anywhere else. A source told Radar that Weinstein is becoming resigned to the fact that he could die even before he reaches his second trial. He's frail and spends every day tortured over his downfall. And I said this before, can you imagine these two individuals that were literally high on life, had all the money in the world, had all the power in the world, they were dining and partying with some of the most elite people in the world. And they did this. It's not like they just did this for like a year. They did this for decades. Now to be in prison, rightfully so, And all of that has been stripped away. I just want you to kind of fathom that. You've gotten everything, the power, the money, and even the respect, unfortunately, and the influence. And then all that's stripped away in a matter of days, weeks, months. They said the stress plus cancer is a killer combination and he might only have weeks left. So Radar continues in regards to Sean Diddy Combs. It says, as for Combs, the 55-year-old is currently being held, as you know, in Brooklyn at the Metropolitan Detention Center while he awaits his trial date, which is set for Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, 2025, for racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking. Since his arrest, more has been discovered, as you know, and multiple civil lawsuits have been filed against Diddy from multiple lawyers, including Tony Busby in Houston, Texas, who has allegedly 120 victim lawsuits that he's filing. They said one of his alleged party planners claimed to the Post that Combs covered the walls of his alleged parties in mirrors so that all going down was visible from every angle of the room. The source claimed that everywhere you looked, you see yourself reflected again and again. You can imagine what it would look like when people are naked and having sex on the floor or on the couches, wherever. Combs also allegedly had party guests sign strict NDAs. We did a separate video where we read through one of those NDAs, prohibiting them from discussing what would go down during the now infamous parties. And mind you, these NDAs would last up to like 70 years. And if he died, it would be, you can add on 20 years to that NDA. Meanwhile, Combs continues to try and be released from behind bars while he awaits trial. We even did a separate video letting you know this, quote, new evidence that he's seeking for this third attempt at getting bail. His legal team filed another bid for his release by proposing what they called an extremely substantial comprehensive bail package. We don't believe that it's comprehensive. A lot of legal minds don't believe that it's comprehensive. And I believe that this will get denied again. Combs' team also argued his current status, quote, makes trial preparation impossible because of his inconsistent access to his legal counsel and evidence against him. They're claiming because the Metropolitan Detention Center, there's multiple lockdowns. They recently had a raid from the feds there. They're claiming that that is preventing them from consistently going through terabytes of information that the Southern District of New York has given to Diddy's legal team for them to review. And that is your Diddy update. There were quite a few different things that came out this morning that I wanted to get you guys an update on. The feds apparently were looking at some sort of connection. Did they find one? At least right now, they did not. Or at least they haven't brought charges confirming that they've found some sort of connection between Harvey Weinstein and Diddy. And the third installment of TMZ's Tubi documentary has been released. And this woman claimed that she attended what she assumed was a freak-off party, witnessed, quote, little people at this party being surrounded by adults. Guys, let's continue this conversation in the comment section. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch the show.